The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon, Nail Spa and Barbershop, Tisley Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.
Residents of Anegada are disturbed about the incidents of violence against teachers at the Claudia Creaky Educational Center. This is in the face of an expressed shortage of teachers at the school. These were raised at a community meeting on Sunday, October 2.
I was hoping that maybe a parent or a teacher would stand up here to raise that issue as it relates to education. So in the week gone, a teacher posted in the community a chat about the fact that the teachers are needed for the island. We know that the teacher was moved. One teacher came, apparently there was supposed to be other persons coming. Nobody came. The teacher started the conversation, but of course, we never picked it up. But I want to raise the point here today. Anegada is far removed from the rest of the Virgin Islands. I remember seeing Mrs. Flasher said something about the big guys also have 60 keys, but you look at the 59 of us gone somewhere else. But sometimes I just feel like the 59 are together and one of us are out here swimming by ourselves. Now, if you're going to take a teacher away from Anegada, you have to ensure that a teacher comes to Anegada, because even though we are a small population, our needs will be different. You cannot take the teacher with the intention of bringing somebody. Don't bring a teacher and then the children have to get followed up with, because now you are rearranging the teachers to the detriment of the education of the students in the school. And I want teachers and parents to get up and speak. These things cannot continue. And as a community, I don't have children in the school, but of course I think in any community, health and education are its greatest assets. And the children have to have a proper foundation. We cannot play with people's children's education, just as we cannot play with people's lives. It's about time, as residents of Anegada, whatever category we fall under, is about time we stand up and speak up and fight for what is rightfully ours. You cannot take the teacher and not replace him. That cannot work. And I think if it takes all of us to don our tools in whatever department we are working and support the teachers in their fight, we have to be prepared to do it. This cannot work, Mr. Premier and all the other panelists. It cannot work. Anegada has to have some kind of focus. My next concern is that all these years we are watching the school gates. People are just able to open and walk in. When is it going to take the maiming or the beat down of a teacher or a student in the school for us to consider putting security at that gate? I mean, we all know that a parent or whatever was taken to court for assaulting a teacher in that very school. Yet, all these years later, we are able to open the gate and walk onto the school compound. Those things have to be addressed. They have to be addressed urgently. I realize I like the word because I'm a healthcare worker, right? But it has to be addressed urgently, all joke aside. The school needs security. Up to recently, we heard about an incident, I don't know whether it was reported, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but we heard about an incident where a parent was able to walk into the school and box down the phone of a teacher. That could have been the teacher's life in danger. Okay? We have to speak up. We have to stand up for what is wrong. We have to stand against what is wrong. And we have to stand up for what is right. Yes, I'm a nurse, and I'm not saying the healthcare system is perfect. And I expect somebody to speak up because I cannot speak about everything as it relates to health. But I can speak up for the community. Anegada needs to be given the attention that it deserves. Not that it wants, that it deserves. We can no longer think it is okay. If a hurricane comes, we cut off from everybody else. Yet we get the least resources. Right? We always have to be fending for ourselves. It is time for us to stand up as residents of Anegada, Anegadians born here, whatever we call ourselves. It is time we stand up as one people, with one voice, and advocate for what we need. So hopefully, Mr. Premier, when you go back and speak to the Minister of Education, we would see some change taking place in terms of a teacher for the school, the teacher that was supposed to come, and security for our school, and whatever else the parents and teachers see the need of, that something needs to be addressed.
Honorable Ministers, just supporting what Ms. Smith-Jahphix said. A year ago, in February of last year, disabled security, many others also at the school in a meeting. I came with disabled security. It was said then, nothing was done. So I'm hoping that her statement this afternoon is going to make something happen. And I'm the meeting outside at the school. And every day, the teachers, they go down by the gate, the children come in. The teachers don't have to go by the gate. They are teachers. They need a security officer. That's all I have to say. Sometimes it's a struggle, but it's an argument that we have to win. For us persons who are representatives of people, to explain to some persons in the public service why persons in the sister islands deserve, as you mentioned, having some of the resources despite the size. And in fact, because of the size and because of the remoteness, you have to offer, in some instances, more resources than you would normally. And that's been a struggle to explain at some times. But it's really something that we can't continue to tolerate. Because there is the perspective, the view, that they're small, why do they need this, or why do they need that? And I'm grateful that we have people like Honorable Vincent Wheatley, Honorable Mitch Thornwell, Honorable Shameen Flax-Charles, and other at-large representatives who really fight hard. Yes. Yes, I'm just saying in particular. It's important to have persons who are from Sister Islands and who represent Sister Islands. Of course, Honorable Penn has a few islands there that he wants to remind us about. Beef Island and whatnot, you know. But it's important that you have persons who are able to give a voice to persons from the Sister Islands. Because honestly, persons, it's very easy for persons and Tortola to just not understand and really to forget. And I think that's why these meetings are so important. I'm hopeful that more people will be able to listen to these type of meetings so they can really get an understanding and put themselves in your shoes. Because anybody who moves over here, then they say, oh, I understand now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a struggle, but all I can say to you is that we have to continue to fight. Just as you said, we have to fight, all of us have to fight together. Because of course, Anegada is wanted. And you know, of course, Anegada has a very tender place in my heart because this is where my great-grandfather was born. I here acknowledge and clearly understand the views of the people of Anegada because I have been elected to the 2nd district, which includes Just for Life, for 7+ years. And it is something that I've been fighting non-stop. when I was with the government, when I went over to the opposition, before coming and joining this government and national unity, it's important to fight for the persons from the outer islands because you have costs, you have a higher cost, a higher bill, so to speak, that you're responsible for. And we cannot, and I believe you heard the Premier just reiterated, but I am saying my voice is also supported with what you're saying because I have to represent the people of Just who have some of the same issues and continue to be on that pathway that we feel left out and we feel left behind, and everything is basically taught on essential. So I sincerely appreciate the concerns, but I know it is the Premier's view, it is our view, and there's a lady here, the only lady here behind me, if you know her mouth, she don't leave home without it. But she ensures that we are doing and we are keeping in mind as we address these areas of the COI, as we address the reform of the overall territory, that we ensure that we are doing what is necessary, what is right and just by the people of the Virgin Islands that live on outer islands, not sister islands. I'm going to do away with that word somehow. We are all the Virgin Islands and we are fighting to ensure that your needs, your concerns are met because all it takes is one simple incident that will just tarnish everything that we're trying to achieve. So I just wanted to stand as a representative of the second district, who I share similarities with your representative, Ronald Whitley, to know that the fight is not a solo fight. It's not something that is lost on us. It's something that we're going to keep in the front of our minds to ensure that the BVI, once something happens, it rises and all the islands and all the people feel the benefit of it.
I also want to add, and I'm glad that the Honorable Turnbull did mention what he did, because they can tell you, all of those ministers, I do not allow them to sleep. Sometimes I'm not successful in getting something done, but Anegada is uppermost in my mind. While I am a Virgin Guardian, Anegada and Jahphix as well has to be a priority. We understand what needs to be done. And I'll tell you, sometimes it can be very frustrating trying to maneuver through some of the agencies and departments and so forth to get things done. But we're not going to give up. I go as far if I have to travel. I buy my internet on the plane. It keeps me distracted because I don't like to fly, but I'm on there sending messages to the very ministers behind me constantly to make sure that they never forget what needs to be done for the sister islands.
Minister for Education, Culture, Youth Affairs and Sports, Honorable Shari B. De Castro, was not present but is expected to visit the island sometime soon. For this JTV News Update, Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Freeze. Choose your mix, choose your flavor.